All right, guys, we're live here with Chad, amazing drummer. He's from Pennsylvania. Had a chance to finally find this guy, super busy, hard to find, and I got help from a mutual friend that we have, Bryant August from Mature Musical Pictures. And I want to thank you, brother. Thanks for making time to be here and have a good conversation. There's a lot of people waiting to hear this, to watch this. How's it going, bro?
Awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. My
No problem.
pleasure.
No problem. So I'm gonna start throwing questions at you. We're gonna make sure everybody understands what you do, and you're gonna share your experiences with us. Um, First question I'm gonna ask is, how long you've been playing drums?
Um, I got into it at a very early age, 2, 3 years old, but really seriously playing probably 14, 15 is when I really started like saying, okay, hours and hours a day, this is what I want to do. But
Right.
tinkering around at a very early age.
Nice. So it's pretty much your whole life. That's super cool.
It- yeah, basically. I mean, I tell people, you know, 15. If I said two, I should probably be better than what I am if I started at two. So I only say I've only been playing for a couple of years. I still have a lot to work, but
That's always awesome to be like that. That means you're humble. You know what I mean? Always room to grow. That's awesome.
yeah, always room.
Now, you do you play any other instruments, Chad?
Uh, I would like to think I play them all, but I don't. I dibble dabble with keyboards. Uh, not much to say. I'm a piano player. I like to sing. I like to write melodies and lyrics.
Huh.
Um, but I'm more of a drummer for
Nice.
sure.
Nice. Soon we're gonna tell a little bit more about you, and this people will be like their jaw would just drop. Just wait, stay there, guys. Not gonna give everything right off the bat. So, being a drummer, what's the hardest part of being a drummer? Like when you're on stage, what do you think it's
Um,
something they
I
could?
think the drummer gets the verbal punching bag all the time. If if uh if the show ain't good, the drummer's fault. The
Yeah.
drummer set it up. The drummer
Right.
played too slow. Uh, he didn't come in at the right time. He played the wrong part. He's playing too busy. Uh, uh, uh. It's like that the whole time. People look like a deer in headlights when the drummer's gone.
It's funny because a friend of mine said to me one time, he said, Regis, everything starts with the drummer and ends with the drummer when it comes down to music. So that part is very important.
I think the downfall of being a drummer is, you know, people don't think we can write music
Yeah.
because we hit things for a living. But I can sing melody, I can sing rhythm, so I can write a hook. It's just you know, I can't literally play the guitar riff for riff, but I can sing it. And I always tell my wife this, I might not be able to melt your heart with the guitar melody, but I'll shake your butt.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I never heard that one. That's awesome, brother. Now, what's the best part of being a drummer?
Uh, to me, it's a very spiritual thing because when you're playing like tribal stuff, you can stem back from the Afro, American days to Native American days, where it all started with the djembe and the tribal drumming and the Indian chant, and it's very hypnotic.
Yeah.
It puts you in a trance if you just are in the zone. And I think drumming is such a heartbeat. I mean, look at our heart. If the heart starts to change rhythm, it's called an irregular heartbeat,
Yep.
like our tempo as a drummer, as we get yelled at for. But having the pulse is the most important thing. Everything stems from time, right? We got a clock that tells time. We have a heartbeat that tells, if we're going to still be alive. Um, everything has rhythm, everything. So to me, the instrument that I picked is the dominant force, right? You're only
Yep.
as good as your
As the
drummer,
drummer.
you
Yes,
know?
sir. Yes, sir. That's awesome. Well put, man. The way you just described it's like, and it's funny because you guys are sitting in the back. You know what I mean?
Always in the back,
Yeah.
always in the back. Yeah.
I've seen
We're the
some.
last to get publishing and we're always in the back. And now we're stuck with this coronavirus. What is wrong? Did I pick a wrong profession?
That's awesome, man. That's super cool. You know, you guys are always in the back, and even though people are, you know, when they're watching the show, you guys on stage, you're in the back, but even though you guys are, you know, on the riser, I've seen some bands moving the drummer. I've seen one close to the front, kind of in the middle of the stage. I know
Mm-hmm.
sound wise, it probably will mess up everything for whoever
Yeah.
is playing, unless you have in ears. But I've seen some crazy stuff. I'm sure you did too. You know.
I mean, I'm not going to mention the band, but I had them say something nasty about drummers. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to count in this song today. See how you feel about this one. And I didn't. And they look like a deer in headlights. They all look coming up to me like I'm the quarterback ready to give them the, route. And I'm like, I'm good. I know where I'm at. And then I finally was like, chill out, grasshoppers. I got you.
That's super cool, bro. Now,
You know,
let me explain to everybody here which bands you're playing. Actually, why don't you tell everybody which bands you're playing as of right now?
now the recent band that I'm doing now is called Weapons of Anew. We have actually a single coming out I believe the 18th or 19th of September. So look forward to seeing that. Then I have my band Walking with Lions, which are guys all over the country. So it's not a gig where you can call up and go, hey, I'll meet you at the house in 20 minutes. It's like
Right,
book flights, make sure no one's working a day job, that kind of thing. And then Black Star Riders I've
right,
been doing for a while now. So those are basically my three pride possessions.
right. And Walking with Lions, I had a chance. Brian shared with me when you guys released
Yeah,
last year, Ghosts. What a cool song, man.
thank you.
Wow. Did you write the lyrics as well or no?
No, I mean it was what I like about this band is we're like bros,
Right,
and every time someone has an idea, I want to entertain it. Um, I want to treat everyone with respect because once you have somebody to run the ship, sometimes it hurts other people's feelings. It's like, oh well, I want to write this riff, but he's not gonna like it,
right,
because he's was the drummer of Breaking Ben and Black Label and blah blah blah. And I don't treat myself like that. I mean, I'm humbled and super blessed to do what I do for a living, but I don't take it for granted and I don't use it as an upper, everything I say goes or you hit the highway kind of thing.
wow, man.
Um, but I treat everyone equally in these bands and every idea we entertain, whether it's good or bad. So I feel that once you do that, you get the appreciation and the respect from each musician, and it makes people go 115% every time for you.
Right. Teamwork, man. Teamwork is everything. That's so hard. That's
Yeah,
why a lot of bands fall apart because there's always somebody with the ego bigger than the whole band.
it's
And
I, and not
yeah,
we anymore.
no, it doesn't work like that, man. And it's a hard thing. And those bands that you see that they last longer, those are older bands. You know, like you guys, you were saying you play with Judas Priest in Brazil, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Alice in Chains, you know.
They're the grandfathers of metal, not to, tell them about their age, but I
Right.
mean, they're unbelievable people and unbelievable musicians. And to see Rob Halford in his, late 60s, I think 70, it's uncanny. I mean, he's literally going on stage and killing it where you see a 22-year-old going, my throat hurts. I can't
Right.
sing today. I'm like,
Too
you're
much.
not even singing high metal, dude. Like,
It's crazy, man. Crazy, crazy stuff. Who's your
I feel
favorite?
like you're getting older and older, where it's like I walked up a hill in a foot of snow barefoot, there and back. It feel like that what I say to the younger musicians today.
Right, right. They don't have that grip anymore, man. Like, you know,
No,
the older ones. It's
I
sad.
mean they got YouTube. They can slow down the frame rate and everything. Where I had to hold down play and pause on my VCR to see what drummers were doing. I think that's what he's doing. I don't know. But
Yeah.
back in the day, you had to go out and see those musicians.
Yes.
You had to bother them and say, I don't want to be a nuisance, which I was, but can I ask you a question? Why do you do this?
Right.
Where you don't have that luxury anymore. It's like all spelled out for you. That's why I think a lot of people sound the same anymore.
Yes.
It's not an art anymore. It's a sport. It's how fast you play and how loud you play and how many likes and this
Yeah.
and that.
It's about views, likes, and
Yeah.
it's not
And it's like, oh, you're a rock star. Like I always say these in interviews. What is a rock star?
right.
Like that's basically saying you were nothing in high school, but now you sold some records. You're
You're
cool.
a
you
rasta.
know? Um to me, if you're successful, you're a rock star.
Right.
Regardless if you're shoveling crap, working on the front lines with all these nurses, they're rock stars if you ask me. The vets are rock stars. You know, people that fight for freedom, people that are getting a lot of flack, the cops, they're rock stars.
Right.
You know, to me, those are the most special people. I'm super blessed and humbled to do what I do and play music, but I don't put myself and I don't want to be praised. I want to be respected, but there's, one idol and I just point up. So,
Yep. Amen, brother. Amen. Let me ask a question now. Another one.
yeah,
Who's your favorite drummer?
that's a hard question. To
Give me
me,
three.
everybody
Give me
has
three.
something to add, whether they're beginner or advanced. I can always learn from somebody, whether I teach it or learn from it. Um, my favorite drummers that got me where I am today, Stuart Copeland, Greg Bisonet is one of my like all-time favorites. Tony Williams, Manu Katché, uh, Art Blakey, Max Roach, and the list goes on and on and on. Vinnie Collier to Dennis Chambers. I mean, I could spend an hour just talking about all the drummers. But there's a
Now,
bro you got to check out. He's like one of my great friends. His name's Zoltan Chaney. He
okay.
plays for like Vince Neil and Slaughter. And dude, you want to talk about a drummer that doesn't play drums but kicks cymbals, but it's so good. And he's such a great guy. I mean, he really is.
Right.
But dude, you'll never see anyone play drums like this guy. I mean, it's like you better be a great lead singer because he's gonna take your limelight.
There
And
you're fine.
he doesn't show off, you know. He
Right.
plays for the man above and that's it. But he's just a great human being and it comes
Nice.
out in his playing.
That's so cool to hear, man.
Yeah.
And now, why don't you share with everybody the previous bands that you've played before that you were, blessed to play before?
A lot of B bands I've noticed over
Yes.
the years. uh, It's good though. I mean, I didn't know my alphabet that well, but I can go up to B at least. Um, I had so previous bands, obviously, like my claim to fame are like Breaking Benjamin, and um, Black Label Society. I filled in for a little bit for Adrenaline Mob. I did some Scott Stapp stuff for a while. Um, and I'm doing records and guest appearances and all that kind of stuff.
Nice. Super cool. Uh, what was like for example for me to be in a band that it's small band and what would you say like what was playing for thousands and thousands of people live like you share the stage with